All right, just thank you all for coming here. I'm just really proud of our guys. It was, a tough, hard-fought game. I hope that young man who got carted off, I hope he's all right. Our thoughts and prayers go to him and his family. You never want to see that. But I was just really, really happy with our guys and the fight and the spunk they showed for 4 quarters. And, we played really well sometimes, and sometimes we didn't play quite so well. But we had to make a couple plays. It was a huge conversion on, 4th and 3 or 4th and 2, I believe. Mari did a great job of laying out and grabbing the ball, and just great job by those guys. Defensively, we rose to the challenge there, and went after Luttrell a couple times. He did a super job, and Will James played another outstanding ball game. So just happy with coming out of here with a W and getting 9-3, and I believe we're I don't know, you guys would know better than me, but I think we're the only Power 4 school to go 6-0 on the road. Maybe FBS. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's outstanding for the guys to have that resiliency week after week after week on the road. We're not like some of those programs who play 8 home and 4 away. We're gonna probably always play 6 and 6, but it's a good feather in our cap right there.
Willie, I know you got 1 game left, but to have 9 wins after last season, a 5-game improvement. What can you say just about the season now that the regular season is over?
Well, I think it's great. We got here late last year. I've mentioned that a bunch of times. And I didn't really have a chance to recruit like we wanted to. I thought the coaches have done a fantastic. Coach Armstrong. We've got we had 5 starters who either went to the NFL or went other places for more money or whatever, and I think he's done a tremendous job rebuilding the defense. I thought he did an outstanding job. His assistant coaches have done a great job. I thought offensively, Coach Nagel, I don't know, I think we were 137th out of 138 teams last year in offense, and we're 60. We cut it in half. So that's outstanding. Just great job by all the coaches and, but most importantly, the players. We did a good job of picking up the right guys, in the portal, the right guys high school-wise. I have had very, very few problems. A lot of you guys go out to practice and watch me. I'm very disciplined, structured with what we do. And, I don't put up with any crap. And these kids have been just awesome to work with every single day. So I'm proud of my coaches for finding guys with character.
Well, when you finish with 9, you got a chance for 10 in the postseason. What does that do for the momentum of your program moving forward?
Well, I think it's huge. I think the last time Houston won 10 games in a Power 4 conference was 1990, I believe, if I'm correct. All right, so it just doesn't happen. And like I've said many times before, there's not any gimmies in the Big 12, man. Every one of these guys, these teams are good. I've played in some leagues where you could bring your C game and you still won by 2-3 touchdowns. That's not the case here. If you're not ready to play, you're going to get your butt beat. And our kids, for the most part, answered the bell every single week this season.
What would you say about Connor, not just today, but what he has given you?
You got to cover your ears up, Connor. He's back there in the back. Well, he's done a super job. He's a good young man. He's, it's like I said, we found guys that fit what we're looking for as far as character is concerned. And, and he's, you can take your hands off your ears now, Connor. But he's certainly epitomizes what we're looking for as far as character is concerned. And there's nothing really that he hasn't seen before. That's always like that last drive. He's been there, done that. So when some guys have wet their pants, and that situation occurs, he's done that many times before in high school, college, here, whatever the case may be.
Well, speaking of last drive, that last defensive drive where Luttrell gets the 2.
Oh, he did awesome.
And then the pressure there at the end.
Awesome. Great job by Jalen Garner getting the pressure, and we had them all covered up. it just was just outstanding job. There's some, big plays that had to be made, and a bunch of guys rose to the challenge. Everybody good?
Billy, what was the decision there late where on that fourth down you went for it before they scored the tying touchdown? I think you threw a pass to.
Oh, we threw in the flat to Amari, and we didn't quite get it. It's I use analytics, but I probably didn't use it 3, 4, 5 times in this game, and you get that conversion there. That kind of puts the game in your favor, especially if we get a field goal, and we converted a couple on them. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Late in the game, we had one. What was it, 4th and 3 or 4th and 2, and Connor hit Amari over on our sideline, and it converted. That would look like a bad call if Connor didn't throw a good pass. But I'm a genius, so.
You guys had a lot of turnover, coaching staff, coordinators,
Yeah.
personnel, obviously a lot of new faces. How are you able to move this program forward with as much personnel turnover?
Well, you got to hire the right guys. And I've been doing this a couple of years, and I there's not really anybody that I haven't worked with, that knows someone that I'm looking to hire. It's like Austin Armstrong, good friend of mine, coached with him for a couple of years. I do the same thing with the coaches as far as character is concerned. They're not a good husband, good father, good person. I'm not going to hire them, but I don't care how good of a coach they are because they're going to be terrible role models to our guys. But we also did an excellent job with, as I said before, with our student athletes, getting the right guys in here. And, there's a lot of hard work. We work our tail off, and you want to be around good people. And I feel like we've got that here at the University of Houston.
Well, if I could sneak in one
Yeah.
now that you basically have to wait now for a bowl, but Wednesday signing day, big time for you just in terms of, how excited are you to get that next class signed?
Very excited. Very excited. We feel like we've got a fantastic class getting ready to come in here. So we're very, very excited. And, and same thing. I like the fact we had a long time to be able to vet these guys, and these are really good young men that we're bringing in the program. Connor doesn't want to be around turds, right, Connor? No desire. So we're bringing in a lot of really good young men, and so we're excited about signing day on Wednesday. Everybody else good?
What does the next week look like for the team as you guys are waiting for?
We're taking off Monday. We're gonna meet with our guys on Monday and Tuesday just to kind of go over the season, what they did well, what they need to get better at. Kind of talk. We've got a little bit of time to do that. We're gonna lift and meet and watch this game on Tuesday, put it to bed. We're going to practice Wednesday, Thursday. I just have no idea when we're going to play this bowl game. Hopefully by the middle of the week we'll have an idea. But right now we just don't know. But we're not going to it's been a long season. And I told the guys in there with everything with Coach Hester and all those kind of things, it's been a tough year. And these guys have done an excellent job of dealing with, something I've never dealt with in all my years coaching. I never had that happen. And, our thoughts and prayers are always with Coach Hester's family.
When it comes to individual player meetings, like as end of the season meetings, I guess, do you do those this week or do you wait?
We're gonna do a bunch with the position coach this week, and then I'll do those, next semester sometime. But we're gonna, the thing I'm excited about is with this bowl game is we got a lot of really good young football players. And I've already got the practice schedules done for Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to do a bunch of inside with our O-line and D-line young guys, and kind of see where those guys are at right now. I think we got some guys that got a chance to be pretty darn good players here. But, like I said, all these games are close. You can't, I've been some other places where, you're whipping people and those guys get to play the fourth quarter. They get to play the halfway through the third quarter in the fourth quarter. That's, I used to do that at Blinn all the time, right? My guys never played the fourth quarter, my starters, but that's not the way of the world now. So it'll be fun to watch those guys perform.